Hi, my name is Lisa and this is my friend Annie who I'm going to demonstrate on. We're going to do some Mobiderm bandaging today. This is a new system to me and it's really simple to use and has got some pretty profound results in a very short space of time. There are just 4 parts to it: the undergarment, the Mobiderm bandaging itself, a cotton stretchy overlay, and then finally the short stretch bandaging. So I've already put on Annie's hand some Mobiderm, a hand garment, so that we don't need to worry about doing her individual fingers, and we're just going to bandage over that. So this is just the underlay that we very lightly place on Annie's arm. Today I'm not going to be cutting bandages or anything, just because this is for demonstration purposes. So whoever I use this for, I will actually, we're going to tuck this down here so that it can stay there. Now next we're going to apply the Mobiderm. So I should explain, Mobiderm has these amazing little squares. They call it almost like pieces of chocolate. And what these do is they create a friction on the surface of the skin, and then that helps to break down any fibrosis. So we place that on, and there's no pressure applied to this. We're just rolling it on, and you don't need to overlap it. So it's just right from edge to edge. Now over the elbow, we bend slightly when we get to the elbow, just to make sure that we don't get a gap there. And we continue up the arm. And then I'm just going to tuck this behind. Okay, Annie, relax that arm so that it doesn't fall off. Now, this is a short stretch cotton bandage. We bring that, now we do apply a small amount of pressure as it's coming over the top here. So just over the top. Thank you, Annie, for bracing. The entire system seems to be much lighter, less heavy, and much cooler, particularly in the hot climate that we have here in Sydney. So you're likely to keep it on a little bit longer than you would otherwise. And it's very quick to put on. Nearly there. There. And then now what happens with the system is that at night time, if you're going to be keeping this on, you'll just wear this number of layers. During the day, you then add the short stretch. The nice thing about this system is you've got little rectangles here, and then you've got 2 areas depending on how tight you want the compression to be. And what you do is you stretch until you get a square, and that lets you know that you've got the right compression happening. Very useful when you're doing self-bandaging and you're not that familiar with how the system works. So I'm going to do 50%. So at the 50% line, which is really good, and I'm making sure that I have my squares happening. There we go. Can bend that elbow for me slightly. Thank you. Nearly done. Last one. There we go. Stick that there. Great. So can you move that for me, Annie? Touch your nose. There you go. So there's good movement there. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave this on for a little while and then we'll take it off and show the results. Okay, Annie and I have just come back from a walk so that we could stimulate the lymph pump, and I'm going to take all of her bandaging off now and see if we can see some lovely depressions and different things happening on her arm now. It's amazing how taking the bandages off is always much quicker. Alright, I need to find, oh, this one we didn't have an excess. There we go. Layer 2. Layer 3. And layer 4. Oops. Alrighty, so let's pull this off. Oh. Now, have a look at Annie's hand. Here, you can see nice little, I hope you can, little red lumps all up the arm here. It's a little bit lumpy, so after you take everything off, let's bring your arm up like that as well. So you can see all of the indentations here. That's where the Mobiderm's been rubbing as we've walked. And Annie's entire arm is jiggling. Not what most women like, but people with lymphedema whose arms get really tough. This is just so pliable. So if Annie was at home, I'd be getting her to, you know, doing her self-massage. She'd be coming along and clearing, avoiding her armpits, and just doing some nice clearing down here to get it all smooth, and then she'd be putting her compression sleeve on. But this is loosened up beautifully, and you can see Annie doesn't have much swelling on the top of her hand, there's not much there, but from her wrist upwards you can see the indentations and the beautiful soft skin that she's got happening now. Thank you, Annie.